Thanks for watching. Chris, what is with all the parts on your table? Have you gone crazy? Yes, I have actually already unboxed something just to have a look. Could not contain myself. Today we are looking at the MST CFXW. That is for me an impossible name to remember. So I have actually messed this video up quite a few times already just because I can't fully remember CFXW. Now, that's not completely my fault, I think, because the confusion already starts with the name of the brand, Max Speed Technology. Of course, today we will be searching for and looking for minimum speed technology, since this is a trail truck, a crawler, a scaler, whatever you want to call it. People have the craziest names for these type of trucks these days. MST is not making it any easier with those type names either, because CFXW also has a little brother, which is the CFX, and it also has another brother, or maybe you call that a sister, which is the CMX. Now, from what I've been able to deduct, there is some logics to that. The CMX is a shorter wheelbase truck, as is the CFX without the W. Those are non-portal rigs. The CMX has, the M stands for mid-mounted motor, I think, because all the CFX type of trucks, whether they're small or regular sized like this one, have the motor mounted in the front. So that I think makes for the difference between those type names. This truck really caught my eye. Why did it catch my eye? It caught my eye because it has portal axles, it has an amazing looking body, and I just think that it looks super dope. And with the right paint scheme, this thing can look really quite brutal. The CFX, they do have another version as well, which is like with a Jeep Brute type of body. Also a non-licensed body. This body is as well is not licensed, so this is of course unmistakably a Toyota FJ body, like 70s style, like FJ40 type of thing, without the badging on it. I think they saved some money over there, but for anybody who knows anything about cars, you can't make any mistakes. This is a Toyota without a doubt. The confusion doesn't stop there. This CFXW is actually sold as an 8 scale. And that is where it becomes a tiny bit weird, because the wheelbase on this is actually 313 millimeters, which is also like the most conventional wheelbase. If you look at, for example, trucks by Element RC, trucks by Axial, trucks by Traxxas even. But MST is choosing to sell this as an 8 scale, while of course this is what we would consider a 10 scale. And if you're really picky, most likely in 9 out of 10 cases that is actually 9 scale. So now we have all of the confusion, I think, out of the way. We can have a look at some of the parts and also at some of the features that are listed on the box. This is, I won't say it's a rudimentary portal axle kit. These also come as ready to run, but I chose to go with the kit just because I really want to check it out a tiny bit more in depth. I do have one other MST truck behind me over there, the blue one. I'm not sure if it's called MXT or MTX-1. One of the two. This is actually a really cool truck. It's a tiny bit smaller in footprint than the SMT-10, which is Axial's monster truck. But I think that in it being maybe like a tiny bit smaller, it is also a tiny bit more proportionate. So I actually really like the look of it. And I don't just like the look and the layout of it, I also really like the finish quality of it. So I'm really curious to build one of these MST trucks from the ground up. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with this CFXW. It is of course 4-wheel drive. It does not come with stuff like lockable diffs and whatnot. It also does not come with dig. It does not come with a 2-speed. And the last thing it does not come with, which I do find a tiny bit regrettable, but perhaps on the trails it won't really matter that much. It does not come with a 3-link suspension in the front with a panhard. So it actually comes with a 4-link in the front, 4-link in the back. And seeing that it is a chassis mounted servo, servo of course also not included, does make it prone perhaps for some bump steer. But we will figure that out once we actually put it to the test. I think by looking at the bags and the contents of those bags, There is a lot of promise over here, and I do think that there's a lot of potential. C-channel frame rails, which are not adjustable in length, so there's really, it is really completely back to the basics. Anything that you do not want to have on perhaps a Traxxas or on perhaps the Axial SCX10 version 3, like for example a 2-speed dig, lockable diffs or whatnot, is not present. So it does make for a truck that you can also fit a full interior to. You're a tiny bit more flexible with your battery location, and it is of course more geared, I think, towards performance, in it being also a bit more lightweight. Now, I think that that gives you a good idea of what the box looks like on the outside. One really cool thing is a planetary gearbox. So there's actually a planetary gear inside the gearbox. There's also a dual slipper clutch. I'm really curious to see how that all goes together, because of course the planetary gear with all those contact points, with all those gears circling around a centered gear, is going to be super strong. That is something that I think we've also seen in, for example, the Traxxas UDR, that I do want to take a closer look at and learn a tiny bit more about, because that's not something that I have in any of my other trucks that I'm completely familiar with, and right off the bat can tell you how it works or not. So that's something that I'm going to learn about with this MST CFXW. This is of course quite a lot of work to put it together, so we will see like a fully assembled version of this truck in the next video, where I put all of these cool parts together and see how it actually turns out. The tires of this in this kit, they're really cool. I think being this narrow makes them actually look really scale, and I'm just really keen to see them under that Toyota body that is not a Toyota body. And well, also, you know, all these metal gears, there's full ball bearings and whatnot, and the plastic quality, if it's anything like I've seen on the monster truck, we are in for a treat. Instructions, not sure how those are going to go down. This is always my most hated bag, stickers and instructions, but I will dive into it and tell you if I run into any problems or whatnot during assembly. If I forgot to tell you anything about this truck, let me know in the comments box. I will of course be adding my own electronics. Most likely I will be adding a Castle Mamba X with a slate motor. Most likely I will be adding a ProTech steering servo, just because I really like those. Most likely I will also be adding a high-tech receiver, so I can run my high-tech Lynx 4S radio with this truck as well. Links to all of those products, like for example to the ProTech servo, on A-Main's website. You will see all of that in the video description box. A link as well to this MST CFXW will be in the video description box, and also a link to Max Speed Technologies minimum speed technology truck will be in the video description, so you can check that out. If you are not subscribed yet, please do. Perhaps you are subscribed and you were like, hey Chris, I didn't even know you were still making videos. Yes, I'm still making videos, but make sure you hit the notification bell next to the subscription button. That way you get an email notification the minute I release a new video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button before you go, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe, take care, and bye-bye.
Back on.